Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. This is Ashley Jamerson from Ashley Lambert Realty, and I am actually at Autovale getting a car wash. It's so funny. My minivan gets way more love than any other car that I've ever had. I think I get my car washed at least once a week. It's hilarious. But anyway, this week is going to be pretty crazy busy. For sure, I have one closing. I may have two closings. However, my international out of the country closing is happening next week on the 30th. So there's a lot of things that I have to do to prepare for that and making sure that everything is sent off and returned to the United States in a timely manner. So I'm going to be on top of that. I put a home under contract on Saturday evening, so I have to process that file and order the home inspections, make sure the attorney gets the documents that's needed, make sure that everything is good to go on that, which it should be, including the lender. I have to send the documents to the lender. Today is going to be a day where I check on a lot of my new construction homes. I have to drive to Concord while I pick up a check from a client so I can deliver the check on that new build, and then I have to check on a new build in Arsley, which is closing next month. I have to check on the new build in Gastonia because she sent me a message on either Saturday or Sunday, and it had to be Saturday because my friend was at my house. Saturday I received a text message and she said, does this color look like the color that we put down, because she's doing a build from scratch. And I looked at the picture of what we selected, or what she selected for the exterior color, and it really does not look like what she got. So I'm going to head down to Gastonia and check on that. I'm going to check on my reno project in South Charlotte. Again, that one is supposed to close on Sunday. And then I got a lot of work to do. I have an assistant starting on May 1st, so I'm super duper excited about that, as well as two agents starting. One starting this week and one starting May 1st as well. So May is going to be rocking. Again, my little company is growing, which I'm very happy about, but I'm even more excited about having an assistant, especially since we have 3 vacations on the books. Obviously you can tell I'm a little bit of an over planner. So I'm trying to tone that down a little bit and realize I have toddlers and not teenagers, and not make ourselves exhausted. I'm looking at my to-do list and it's really, really long, but I'm super excited because I think this is going to be a really good day. So I'm going to hurry up and finish this, tip them, and then get it going. Pitts Pond, one of the homes I have under contract with a buyer, and I am waiting for the repairman, handyman, to get here and start repairs on the exterior, so it will be ready for re-inspection later on this week. One of the things about NACA, if you are thinking about utilizing the program, is to pick a home that is either empty or is new construction. And if it's empty, you really have to know the motivations of the seller. Like, is it empty because they can afford to hold it for a while? Was it an investment property? Did they do a lot of updating like this seller did? There's a lot of updates to the kitchen and things like that. So you really have to know what they did when it comes to negotiating repairs, because NACA has like their own requirements when it comes to repairs and things like that. So it's definitely really important to have your ducks in a row. In my video from a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that I am a little bit of a different type of realtor because I really like to have my ducks in a row when it comes to negotiating repairs and things like that. I like to go ahead and get prices and things, and being that prepared really, really helps when you are dealing with NACA, because you do want to provide options to the seller, because obviously they usually do a lot to their home to get it ready to market, and you don't want to really discount the work that they did do. So as soon as they get here, I have to head down to Gastonia. I received a text message and an email from my client who is building in Spencer Mountain, and she's really concerned about, again, the color of the exterior not matching the samples. So I'm going to grab a sample from the model and then go down to her home and make sure that she in fact got the color that she signed up for. And then she also wants me to use my realtor eyes and check the gas line. I'm not a gas line specialist, but I do know a kink when I see one, so I want to make sure that there are no kinks, because what can happen with gas lines is if there is a sharp kink over time, that's like a weak spot, and it could cause a gas leak in the future. And this particular gas line will be behind her drywall, so we sort of kind of want to protect her for future issues. So I really hope they get here quickly, because I really do have a really busy day, and I really want to go to the gym today. It's like a priority. I actually have it in pen 4 times this week, so I really want to get that done. But this is the house that my client won, and I'm very excited for her. She closes May 2nd, so I'll check in with you guys once my handyman contractors get here. So Mondays are always the day where things don't quite happen the way they want it to. I was planning on meeting the handyman here at Pence Pond, and they got a flat tire on the way here, which is very common if you work a lot around new construction homes. There's always like nails and things like that on the ground, and so it's so easy to get a nail in your tire. So that's what they have. I completely understand. So I'm gonna have to circle back and meet with them here. I'm gonna go ahead and drive down to Gastonia, and then go to Arsley Avenues, and then go to Wind Bluff, and then go to Concord, and then come back here. So just to give you an idea of how much driving that is, I am currently 32 miles away from Spencer Mountain. So this will be fun. I always listen to podcasts in the car. I do my phone calls and things like that from the car. So I'm going to call my client and chat with her about her concerns with Spencer Mountain, so I am prepared with all of her questions and get all those questions answered when I get there. And then I'm going to call my client who's building in Arsley and see if she has any questions, and do a walkthrough there, make sure everything looks good. And then I'm going to go to Wind Bluff and pick up some things from there, get that house ready for next week when that house will be officially done and off the books. Sometime in between there, I'm going to stop and grab some lunch, and probably it'll be like a working lunch somewhere with Wi-Fi, because I have to type up the repair request agreement type stuff for this particular property and get that sent over to my client to sign. And yeah, it's going to be a lot today, but I am going to get a lot of phone calls done. I have a buyer or two who are interested in this awesome piece of land that I found that True Homes is building a property on. So I'm going to circle back with the original person that I spoke with to see if she's really done with it. And if not, then I'm going to like not mention it to my second client. But if she's done with it, I'm going to mention it to my other client who recently got approved for that type of property in that price range. It actually matches her needs very well. New construction is interesting because it takes 6 months to build a new construction from the ground up. So if you go to any of these new construction people, I want to say any because it's not always true, but if you go to any of these new construction builders, they will have lots available. So the first step is selecting your lot, and then your floor plan, so what can fit on that lot. And then once all the plans, the blueprints, and everything's approved by the city, the county, and everything like that, then they start building. From the time they start building, like slab poured, and it's like 3 months. So it depends on when you get in on the process. Some builders say, I'm going to build an Elon on this plot of land, and that's it. And if they say that, then it's 3 months. So right now we are in April. So the land has not been cleared yet. They haven't done any of the soil test and things like that. So this particular house will be done in September, which is about 2 months. They're going to start building it in June, like break ground. But it's 2 months faster than what you would build with a new construction. So keep that in mind. Currently it's April. If you are thinking about building a home, if you started today in April, today is April the 22nd. If you started building your home right now in April 22nd, then you can expect your home to be done in 6 months. And that's, of course, weather, city, plumbing, HVAC, like all that stuff, of course. But typically 6 months it takes to build. So that will put you in October, November-ish if you decided to build right now. So if that's a thing that you want to do, definitely reach out to me. I'm a core realtor with True Homes, which means you get $1,000 credit in the design center. Honestly, $1,000 doesn't go that far, but it can get you some speakers, upgraded toilets, upgraded faucets, upgraded paint, upgraded something that you were already going to get. So that it is good to have an extra $1,000, and typically I can negotiate a few more things in there that would make your house even more beautiful and even more customized for you. But definitely keep that in mind. A lot of people will contact me and they say, I want new construction and I want it next month. Every now and then I'll have a super great deal where basically a home fell out of contract. It was built with someone else. They picked out all the selections. They went to the design center and now they can't buy the house for whatever reason. Maybe they decided they didn't want it anymore, or their loan was not approved, or for whatever reason they decided they didn't want the house or they couldn't get the house, and the home is back on the market. If that happens, then obviously you can close very quickly. Like my home up in Brighton Trace, that was a new construction. It was completely done, and my clients got an amazing deal because someone else started the house. It fell out of contract, was put back on the market, and my client was able to snag it. But if you're building from scratch, there are so many perks to building with scratch. One of them is instant equity. I mentioned it in other videos. But if you don't have time, instant equity is not really going to do anything for you. But I really like to educate my buyers on the long-term perks of home ownership. One of those obviously is the equity that you build in your home. So if there's anything that can get you to a point where when you're closing you have a great home at a great value, it's awesome sauce. So I just left the model to pick up the sample of the siding, and I'm going to head to my client's house and match it up. Hopefully it matches to what she has. If not, we have a problemo. So hopefully there's no problemos today, but I'm gonna go ahead and head down there, and hopefully it's not crazy. Typically when you come to a new construction during the week, the area has like a lot going on with all of the vendors, and stuff there. Again, you gotta watch out for those pesky nails on the ground, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Whenever I replace the tires on my car, I always get that extra insurance because I know I'm gonna get a nail pop or 2 or 3 every year. So again, hopefully this siding matches. I'll take a quick video with her and let her know how it goes. I'm here at the Avenues at Arsley, and I can't decide if I want to wear my sweater or not today, but I'm just checking on the progress of my client's 3-story all brick townhome, which is very, very beautiful. It also has an attached 2-car garage. If you've watched my other videos, this is the buyer who basically got an amazing deal. They are now building this same exact model for basically like $18,000 more than what she got it for. So when you first walk in, of course, there's a garage, and then there's this awesome like living room area. They have the drywall in, they have the paint sprayed on, and now they're gonna go in and start doing the whiteboard, and oh my gosh, her cabinets are in, they look good. That looks really, really good. All of her pools and things like that. Yeah, she is going to love this. So this is coming together very, very nicely. So I just finished walking my client's 3-story townhome, and everything looks really, really good. The kitchen cabinets are already in. We're waiting for the granite countertops and things like that. But I remember when she first checked this property out, we were supposed to see quite a few townhomes that day, and this is the one and only place that we actually looked at. And I remember her asking me, is this normal? Do people typically look at a whole bunch of properties before deciding? And in this market, no. That's why the buyer consult is so important, because I really need to get a good grasp of what you want and what you need in a home that can match your lifestyle. So a lot of the questions I ask, like, do you work from home? What area do you spend a lot of time in? What space are you lacking now in the current place that you're living? I know that if you're renting a house, you'll be like, oh, I wish it had this, this, and this, and your list is really long. And some of those items I can enter into the MLS as a search point. But a lot of those things are very just top level surface type items that I won't know until I walk the property, either by myself or with that client. So recently I had a buyer consult, and they basically said they need space for kids to play, but they need the space not too far away from the common areas which they will be hanging out in. And as a parent of 2 toddlers, I completely understand, because the allergies are going to get me. I can feel it. As a parent of 2 toddlers, I totally understand. Like, I need my space to relax after a long day, watch the news, sip a glass of wine, but I still need to be able to see and hear my kids as they play. So completely understand. But again, that's something that I cannot type into the MLS, and it's just very important to understand what my clients need. But I'm very happy that her house is coming along so beautifully. They have the steps in, the drywall, they're putting some touches on the exterior. Her house is actually going to have 3 little flower boxes that are going to be located right outside of her master, which is absolutely adorable. So I think for one of her closing gifts, I'm going to buy her some flowers to plant as soon as she moves in, just so she can wake up and see beautiful flowers. But it is lunchtime, guys. It's 11:37. I've already listened to 3 Disney podcasts. Can you tell where my mind is at? But I am going to go to Banh Mi and grab me a bubble tea, grab me a sandwich, and then head up to Concord. I'm going to make some quick notes as well. I was supposed to go to the gym at 4:15, but as you know, Mondays never go quite the way you intended, and so I am actually going to be showing a new construction property for True Homes at 3:30. Hopefully they'll like it. This house, oh my gosh, when I say it's a good value, it is such a good value, such a great opportunity for equity. It's just amazing. So I'm going to show that today. And then hopefully my husband can watch the kiddos while I go to the gym later on this afternoon. I'm updating my planner right now as we speak. But yeah, so I can mark this off. This house was supposed to be completed in I think the end of July, and it's being moved up to like mid-May. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So she can move in and enjoy her new home sooner rather than later. And that happens a lot when the weather is beautiful, like it has been lately. Okay, so I am back in my car. It is 10 after 3. I have one more appointment at 3:30. I am showing an awesome lot in the 28214, which is about 21 minutes away from my office. So I'm going to go show that property and then head back over here towards my office and pick up my kiddos so we can have a good day, maybe head to the park or something before my husband gets home from work, and then eat dinner and have all that good stuff done. But today overall has been very productive. Got something in my eye. Has been very productive. I got a lot done paperwork wise. Tomorrow I was supposed to go pick up my yard sign from one of my old listings, but I'm going to task my husband with picking that up since his office is like 5 minutes away from my old listing. So he'll go pick that up, and then I will go to a home inspection for the property that I just put under contract on Saturday. I'm going to try to keep that file running really smoothly so it closes mid to late May, but I will check in with you guys as soon as I get to the lot.